What's going on? We'll wait till we get about 100 people in here. Yes, I did get her number. I was on it like a motherfucker. Use my Wi-Fi. so sorry. I'm glad you guys thought I was waiting to get to 100, which I was. But the reason I was gone was because the internet had went out. And it's because I'm using a VPN. Don't use a VPN. That shit really just wasted 7 minutes of my show. Now, he said you hit the ground running. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. So, first of all, y'all know I'm not in Bolivia alone. I'm with Jason, which is the guy I did the interview with. The guy that Floyd thinks has replaced him. That guy. That's the guy that I'm with. And we flew out here. We got to the airport around 12 p. No, we got to the airport around 9 a.m. Flight left around 12. It was one of my worst flights ever because it was one of those small planes that feels like it's about to fall right out of the sky. We got here and the airport was so empty. It was literally like 20 people in the airport. Like, it wasn't like Santiago where it was 200-300 people coming in every hour. It was like, 20 people coming in. So, first of all, because it was a small airplane, I had to pay an extra $60 just to put my carry-on in there. Second, I had to pay $160 for a visa to get into Bolivia. $160. And then, not only do you pay that much, they put a sticker so big in your passport that's the entire page big. It takes up the entire page. So, if you come to Bolivia, just know that you will use an entire page. And then they stamp it on the back. So they use a page and a stamp. And then, of course, I'm going to be stamped to get out. This passport book is about halfway completed. I'm on page number 25 now out of 52. So I'm about halfway done. Maybe 10, 15 more countries. I'm going to have to renew my passport or get some extra pages or something. What do you mean don't be blinded by my arrogance? The hell are you talking about? So I paid $160 to get in. I did not want to do that. We got in here and it's kind of like Paraguay where it's humid, but it's not scorching hot. The weather's in between Chile. I love Chile so much. I'm starting to think Santiago's was like my favorite city. Like, it was such a good vibe there. I loved it. I paid that. So they have Uber here. $1 is like $6, 6.94 bolivars or Bolivia, whatever it is. Yeah, Santiago did grow on me. Because after going to Santiago and coming back to Paraguay, you will appreciate, even though that the dating market was slower. Paraguay's dating market is better than Santiago. But you will take that sacrifice because there's such a busy life in Santiago. By the way, this is why I tell you guys about these countries outside of Brazil and Colombia. And even Colombia, I heard, is like this. There was a chick that worked at the airport, that I got at last time I went to Paraguay. When I flew in Paraguay last time, she was working at the airport and she seemed attractive to me. And she saw me, so I got at her, right? Couldn't set this is what I was talking about with the orbit in Paraguay. Couldn't set up a date. Hey, when you're free, look, you're not doing shit. You are free. I don't know if you guys notice. I like saying it. Like I look when I don't get my way, I be like, you ain't doing shit anyway. Because most of y'all ain't doing shit. So I seen her at the airport today. I was looking good. Fresh haircut, shades on and all that, muscles popping. And she sent me a hard eyes, and I'm like, oh, like now that I'm leaving, now you want to show some sort of cooperation. Okay. Then she's like, hey, where you at? I'm gonna come talk to you for a minute before you leave. And I told her I was coming back, and she was like, yeah, the only reason I didn't have time was because I thought you were a tourist and I didn't believe you. I thought you were lying to me when you said you didn't live here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm not trying to gatekeep. The women in Paraguay will do that. Like they will. You can say, "Oh, I'm living here," but a lot of them will test you, and it was like that in Chile as well. So if you guys want 1 week country visits, Paraguay, Chile, Uruguay, and I can see right now Bolivia probably too, is not going to be the place for that. It's not going to be the place for that. Okay. Now, after we get into Chile, Tinder was popping for Jason. For me, I'm not gonna really. My Tinder sucks worldwide. I have never really succeeded with Tinder anywhere in the world. I don't know why. So they speak Spanish here too. Now we get to the Airbnb. As you guys can see, this is a studio, and it looks pretty nice to me. Bathroom is nice. The bed is nice and firm enough, firm as I need it. And the view right here is somewhat decent. Anyway, this studio was about $330 for 10 or 11 days. 11 days, 11 nights. Yeah, that's just grass plants that they have, but I can see a little bit of the street in the city. Now I'm gonna show you guys something. If you guys, I'm not gonna see when I show you guys stuff, I'll be showing y'all too much. Today I'm only gonna show y'all 2 videos. And one of them is gonna be me trying to sell you something. Now,
Yeah, this is a nice mall.
In Santa Cruz, this is one of the malls. They have more malls, but this is a mall in Santa Cruz around 3 p.m. Now, I want y'all to pay attention to something. Look at these Asian people. So you see how whenever I wave at them, because y'all want to see me interact with people that's in the vlogs. So I'm just waving at random people. You see me wave at them. Pay attention to how they respond when I wave to them.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
All I got was a fucking head nod. Now I'm gonna say this here in Bolivia, in Santa Cruz, Bolivia, right out the gate, both him and I both noticed. Jason and I both noticed. We saw that. We was like, okay, they just gave us a head nod, whatever. We went upstairs. We spoke to some more people. Got ignored again. And I'm like, okay, I've been cold approaching. It is what it is. There was these two gym chicks, and they looked pretty. They were about the best looking chicks we had seen in the city at that time. Jason said, "Hola, cómo estás?" to him, and he was approaching them. No, stop making excuses for those Chinese people or whatever they were. You ain't a motherfucker going to Latin America don't know what hola means. And I noticed the Asians that have been in these past 5 countries I've been to in Latin America they've all known fluent Spanish. So he said, "Hola, cómo estás?" to them. And I said, "Hey, let's all eat together." I'm just flirting, I'm just talking. I said, "Hey, let's all eat together." They just looked at us and then they walked right past us and then they made like a face almost like they were upset. And I was like, damn, that was kind of rude. Like, we talking to random strangers, but in Paraguay or in Chile as well, where we were just at, well, I was in Chile. Y'all motherfuckers stay making excuses for these Asians, man. Y'all killing me. That's why I made those videos talking about Asian women can't do nothing wrong. An Asian woman could shit in your mouth and you make an excuse for it. I'm sick of this shit. I really am. Anyway, the what you call it? What was I saying before I read that bullshit? I'm just saying. Well, anytime we talk about Asians not doing something perfectly, y'all got a million excuses. An Asian can murder your grandmother and you gonna say it was her fault. Damn. Y'all don't even know the whole setting. Kill me with this shit. Anyway, she just looked and she just, turned her head and it made a face almost like she was upset. And I was like, damn, that's kind of rude. When I was in Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, Argentina, Brazil, when a chick wasn't interested in you, they would reject you, but it would be very much like, oh, I'm sorry. He said they probably didn't understand you. Yeah, I think y'all are trolling me at this point. But they didn't understand. I gotta turn this chat off for a second. Because y'all about to piss me off. So even Jason, because they was like, why didn't you let Jason, he's white, why didn't you let him speak first and see if they acted differently? We spoke at the same time. They ignored both of us equally. Me and Jason usually don't get butthurt when we get rejected, but the way how they rejected us was almost American standard. And I'm not saying this place is Americanized because it's not at all. It doesn't even seem that way. But I was like, okay, that's kind of rude. So we went and sat down. The entire time I'm eating my food, the girl that just made the nastiest face to me is sitting there watching me eat my food repeatedly. Like every time I look this way, look back, she's looking. And I'm looking like, I don't know what the hell you looking at me for. I ain't finna talk to you again. That was rude as hell. Yeah, that was rude. So I was like, I don't know. Maybe we just having bad luck for the moment. Jason said maybe it's a culture thing. At this point, that's all we can assume because we've been winning, and getting good results everywhere else. How all of a sudden when we come here, all of a sudden we get these mean looks? That's why when people say, "Oh, you guys need to look at your inner self," how is a whole city or a whole country the problem is you? No, I've been to 20 countries throughout the world now, and I can tell you every place has been a good experience for me, except for maybe 2 or 3 countries when it came to the social life. So it's not fucking me. Some places just they have different culture, and I don't have to be part of that culture. But we went to this little cathedral, very, very nice cathedral in the center of town, to take pictures, record, etc., etc. So I'm trying to get content. I'm not even trying to get at these chicks and get their number or nothing like that. I'm just walking down the street so you guys, because this is why I do this. This is research. This is what I'm saying when I'm doing research. I'm walking down the street and I'm speaking to people on camera so you guys can see how they react. If they're, oh, hola, and they want to stop and how are you doing? Then you would know, hey, these people in this area are very warm. Unfortunately, that's not what happened. So we're walking down the street and I'm just like, hey, hola. And the motherfuckers is literally rolling their eyes at me. Jason does it. They roll their eyes at him too. So it's not a race thing. And I'm like, what is going on? Why? So finally, I got a little fed up. I'm like, I'm finna start making people talk to me because I got to get this content. Thinking about you guys. Thinking about you guys. I'm gonna turn on the chat here in a minute. So we go in front of the cathedral, and there is a young woman walking past. I'm like, oh, she looks kind of cute, and that was the one that I had on the screen at the beginning of the show. Okay. So I'm like, I'm like, hey, how are you? It seemed like she purposely ignored me. So I was like, nah, we ain't finna keep going through this. So I was like, hola, ¿cómo estás? I said it loud enough where she couldn't ignore me. Like it was too loud for her to ignore me. I like when people are trying to ignore me, I speak very loud. That way, if you ignore me, other people are gonna be looking at you like, damn, what's wrong with y'all? So she turned around, she spoke. We talked for like 5-6 minutes. She was actually cool. She gave me her Instagram, and I told her I was gonna message her later. I told her, I wanted her to show me around and all that kind of stuff. She just texted me a minute ago. She was very different than how I expected. Because of how many people had ignored me today, and the fact that it seemed like she tried to get away from the conversation when I tried to speak to her. And then when I kind of forced her to talk by talking louder, she's like super nice and exchanges information. And then she even spoke to the camera, hey, y'all come to Santa Cruz. We got a lot of tourist stuff. I'm like, so why would they try to ignore her in the beginning? I'm recording. Josh is buying some candy or something from this kid that's selling candy on the street. I'm recording Josh. And then the kid starts hiding behind Josh, like, no, I can't be on camera. Can't be. What is going on around here? Was Bolivia a former communist country and they got some paranoia installed in them? That's what I'm starting to think. I'm starting to think they used to be communists. I think he said there's crime in Bolivia. There's crime like a motherfucker in Brazil, and they do not mind getting on camera. People getting their heads and shit chopped off in Brazil. Y'all gotta quit making these damn excuses for bullshit. Man, y'all killing me. But I don't think it was women because, I mean, it's not just women. Because I seen Nadia Expat was talking about women. This was even the taxi driver. Not all of them, because we got another taxi driver that kept asking questions. But one taxi driver was just very blunt and short. Didn't want to talk much. Very blunt and short. There's 3 chicks. We walk into this restaurant that's on top that people take pictures at in front of this castle. Not castle, cathedral. We go up there, and on the way up there, there's like 3 chicks, and they're all doing they're sending these are for sure choosing signals. Even if they're not choosing signals, they're enough of they're an invitation. They have some sort of curiosity about both of us because they're doing this, turning around. So I was like, okay, whenever we take the pictures, we'll come back downstairs and talk to him. I didn't need to talk to him at the moment. So I wasn't being thirsty. We came back like 15 minutes later. I went downstairs and I said, hey, again, like, hey, how are y'all doing? Good is what they said. And so I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, we're new here. And I was reading their body language and they kind of looking at me like I ain't shit. They kind of look at me like, so I got frustrated. I said, damn, I just told Jason, I said, man, I see they just rude as hell around here for no reason. He started laughing because he wasn't laughing at me. He was laughing at how she did that. So I was like, I'm like, you know, maybe this is culture just for them to be rude. So I'm like, I'm just going to keep talking anyway. I'm going to just push through it because maybe it's culture. That's why we travel to learn culture. Now y'all know y'all going to have a similar experience. So I was like, do y'all have Instagram? You know, I want to follow y'all on Instagram. You know, let's follow each other. No, I don't have Instagram. Okay, motherfucker. What about you? Do you? Yeah, I have. Okay. I got the Instagram. I was like, bye. That might be culture, but damn. She said they sound like me. I'm not talking to people I don't know. Well, guess you'll be single for the rest of your life because you ain't gonna know your husband at some point. That's a horrible mindset. No, they weren't speaking English. I met a few English speakers today, but they weren't speaking English. He says sounds like these South American countries ain't it overall. Bullshit. Bullshit. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Brazil, Chile is the shit. Now, everywhere else has its pros and cons. Y'all hit the Cash App. Put this Cash App at the top of the chat. I'm giving y'all Patreon information. We need to hit the Cash App. And I got it on video. Now, here is the benefit to cold approaching. When you cold approach, you learn about cultures like this. Because Jason and I decided to walk up to random strangers, which makes a lot of sense because we're in a new country where we don't know anybody. Because we decided to walk up to random strangers, we realized how they act with strangers. And now we know that this is probably a place that if you can't code approach, don't do it here because most likely people are not going to send you choosing signals in the way that makes sense. Number two, if you have thin skin, if you don't have thick skin like Austin Holloman, do not code approach here. Because the way how we was getting rejected today, it'll make you quit. And we wasn't even necessarily flirting. We just asked how you was doing. I had my sunglasses on, so they didn't really know how I was looking. Anyway, we met. The only one chick that did try to talk to me was a homeless chick. And I walked by and she was like, wow. And I'm like, what's the wow about? Nothing. Okay, if you feel like it's nothing, it's nothing. I mean, I wasn't going to talk to you anyway. Then there's 3 chicks walking by. I got them on video. Not attractive, but they're just chicks that's just walking by. I'm trying to get content. So we're going to ask them where do we need to go next. Jason stopped them. They looked at him like he was a rapist or something. Then he had to shout at them again, like, hey, I just got a question. And then they stopped. And then they talked for 10 minutes and they were smiling and laughing and go over here, go. Why do you have to stop them people like that? While Jason's talking to them, I mean, I could only imagine running out of gas in Santa Cruz and you need somebody to tell you where the nearest gas station is. They might just run you over with the car. So I seen a chick sitting on a bench. And I'm like, okay, she looks black. I haven't seen any black girls today. My gut was telling me, don't go over there. My gut told me that. I went over there anyway because I thought I was just being hesitant. So I went over there anyway. And I was like, hola, ¿cómo estás? She didn't say nothing back. She just looked at me like a lion, like she was looking at a lion, just looking at me like I was a lion. And then I was like, where are you from? I'm from here. And she rolled her eyes so goddamn hard, I thought they was going to get stuck in the back of her head. So I just laughed and I was like, man, this is some bullshit. I don't know what's wrong with these people, but I'm just asking where you from. What technique are you talking about? So we go to a mall. The chicks that tried to run away from us at first, and we were just trying to ask them a question. We went to a mall. We got to that mall. Nice mall. It was another mall. It was an outdoor mall, like an outlet mall. And then we go all the way up, and this is on the touristy side of town, not Central, where I'm staying in the touristy side of town. We went up to the top. First, no. First, we're downstairs. There's a chick sitting downstairs. She looks like she's, had some plastic surgery done. And I told Jason, yeah, you should talk to her. He went over there and she kind of had like that same kind of And then it turned into a smile. And then they talked for 5 or 6 minutes. He didn't get her information, but they was laughing and talking. Why did they start with the and then smile? It's like a defense mechanism or something. So while he's talking to her, there's a beautiful little chick in a red and white walk past. And so all I said was hello, and she rolled her eyes at me. I don't know what excuse y'all can make up for this shit, but I don't see it. So I got some thick skin. Yeah, it's something in the water. So we went upstairs to the top. There's a lady that is working in this beautiful wine and steakhouse type of thing. I got to go back and eat there. They have some really good food here. Really good food. Really good food. Even the acai tastes completely different. If y'all don't know what acai is, it's like a fruit that they made into like an ice cream that's from Brazil. The lady's like, come in here, come in here. And I was recording, so it's gonna be on the vlog tomorrow. I'm recording. I'm like, oh, okay. And then she blows me a kiss, but I mean, to me, she wasn't attractive, you know. To you, she may have been. To me, she wasn't. I didn't go in there. We didn't go in there. Then we go downstairs. There's an acai place. I'm like, yeah, let's get some acai here. We walk in. Everybody looked. Everybody at the acai place looked like, and so I'm in heat right now. You know, I'm ready for women. So I'm looking back, and I'm referring women was looking, not men. I'm looking back, and so I'm trying to make eye contact, like, what's up? Like, who looking at me? Because I saw it. But they didn't, they looked away. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna have to go back to my old technique. I'm gonna have to start pointing. When I see chicks doing the little choosing signals, but they don't want to make eye contact, I'll point at them. Like especially if I'm with somebody, I'll be talking to the guy I'm with, and I'll point at the girl, make it so she thinks we're talking about her. And then when she sees that, I'm gonna tell her, yeah, I'm coming. Yes, come here. Like, yeah, I'm talking about you. But I couldn't catch eyes with anybody. So at this point, we sat down, we waiting on the acai. The chick that I put on my short today was sitting next to us, and her friend. I called her friend giving a choosing signal, but she was too scared to really give a choosing signal. So I told Jason, yeah, we should talk. Yeah, talk to that one. So he called him out. They were speaking in Spanish for a while. I'm just spectating like I don't know what they're saying. And then the girl that was in the video looked at me, and then we talked, and I put the game on her. Told her I needed a tour guide. And that I didn't want to see no more of Santa Cruz unless it was with her. She thought that was funny. So we exchanged info. And then I got a video for the short in the vlog. Let me read some of these super chats. Austin, why not slow travel for a minimum of 1 month? I cannot imagine being stuck in Cambodia for a month. I cannot imagine being stuck in, I'm not gonna say Bolivia yet, because maybe it might get better, because the end of the story does get a little better. But if a place is a shithole to me, I'm not signing up for a month. That's why I stay 10 days because that's long enough for me to endure it if it's not a good trip. And if it is a good trip, it's not too short. I get to experience enough of it. God, thank you for the dollar super chat. Floyd says, I'm glad I avoided Bolivia and Paraguay. It's not for me. Yes, it is not. Thank you very much. We were actually talking about that while we were getting rejected. We were like, oh, the way, because they was harsh. I said, yeah, if Floyd was here, he would have been pissed off already. Thank you for the super chat. The next one is from Austin. Be like, first day in Bolivia, this finna be a breeze. That's what I thought. But it gets better. The story gets better. From the a naughty American expat with the 500 Kenyan shilling. Thank you very much. Sir, I'm sorry. If it takes you more than 10 days to realize that motherfuckers around you is rude as hell, you have no self-awareness. It shouldn't take 10 days to figure that out. Somebody said you need to do more sightseeing. If you listen to the story, I told you about how we went to a cathedral, a famous, huge cathedral that they had. We did that on the first day. This is not just about women, though. This is not just about women. So we eat the acai. The chicks get up and they leave without saying anything. And we got to go down the escalator. We see two more chicks. They pretty cute. And Jason says hola to them. And they turn around and smiled and said hola. We talked to them for like 15 or 18 minutes, smiling, flirting. I was like, okay, this is maybe we just got to approach a shitload of women in order to get 3 of them that's cool. Like maybe we got to approach about 90 to get 3 of them that's not going to roll their eyes at us until roll their eyes or shake their head till they roll off their shoulders. Maybe we just got to approach 90 women to get 3. She exchanged info. And they said, hey, we're going to show y'all around Friday night, show y'all where to go Friday night. Cool. I didn't think I'd hear anybody say that based off how they've been going. But the 2 chicks that did give us the time of day, the 2 sets of chicks, 2 groups. Well, it was 2 pairs. Both of them have lived in the United States or had been to the United States, and they spoke perfect English. The ones that spoke Spanish, or hell, we don't even know if they spoke English or not because we couldn't get that far. They went ahead and rolled their eyes so they couldn't see nothing else. Yeah, trust me, I know I learned Portuguese like that. The thing is this, for what I'm seeing, if you don't, I don't care if you're, Jason is fluent in Spanish. He knows damn near every word, it seems like. That fluency ain't helping here in this situation. Now, you guys can make a million gazillion excuses on why people should. I mean, y'all can justify. Yeah, I mean, you know what? I forgot. Y'all are Americans, so y'all are used to people being rude as hell for no reason. So y'all don't see the issue with this. But I just got back from Paraguay. I used to live in Brazil. I used to live in Kenya. I've been to Chile. I've been to all these places where people are just nice. Here we go. More fucking excuses. People are just nice in these places. So it's a culture shock for me to come to somewhere that's basically like, where it feels like Dallas. You lived in Bolivia and you dated Bolivians. You used to live in Bolivia. Is that what you're saying? So we're gonna give it till Monday. We're gonna see what the nightlife is like tomorrow. Luckily, we ended the night off on a good note with those last two chicks we met. Um, okay, look, dating a Bolivian and living in Bolivia is not the same thing. It's not, dude. Women from Colombia, when they get to Texas, they don't act anything like I knew a woman in Texas that was from Colombia. When I got to Medellin, she was nothing like what those women were like over there. Brazilian women that are in Texas do not act the same way they do when they are in Rio and Salvador, Recife, and Sao Paulo. We've made this clear that women, when you take them out of their environment and you put them in the United States where they automatically get more power, they're not going to behave the same. Anyway, come to Bolivia because we're not just talking about women. We're talking about people not speaking back to you. Learn some Quechua. Why would I need to learn Quechua when all the signs are in Spanish? Like that's like if I was a foreigner coming to the States and I'm complaining about this and I say, "Oh, it's because you don't know Ebonics. Also, you need to speak some ghetto English and they'll be nice to you." You hear how dumb that shit sound? You recommending that I don't speak the official language. And that's going to improve my experience. More excuses for bullshit. I don't get it. This is how y'all get green carded. This is how y'all get green carded. Because y'all don't think these people in other countries can do nothing wrong. This is how y'all get green carded. Here's the thing. A conversation cannot be started if somebody don't want to fuck with you. I don't care how much of their native language you know. If they don't want to fuck with you, you cannot convince them. I'm talking about people that for some reason they don't want us to fuck with them. So people are asking for me to describe what do they look like? What do they look like? This is what they look like on average. This is what they look like. If it's not that, they're not white though. They don't look. That's them. But I'm saying you either see these, from what I'm seeing so far, you either seeing those, or we seen a lot of these. We've seen a lot of those. He said it's only day one. I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you guys. See, I'm your only friend. Y'all ain't used to these other YouTubers getting on here telling y'all the truth. So I'm gonna talk about everything. It just is. It sounds like I'm complaining because the shit ain't positive. What's positive about me getting ignored? So it sounds like I'm complaining when really I'm just telling the truth. So I'm gonna show you the ones I told y'all I was only gonna show y'all 2 videos today, but I'm gonna do it today. So this is we were at a restaurant in the mall. And we seen them. We like, okay, we got. I think we need to hit the gym. He said a country of Ted Cruz's sisters. I'm like, okay, we need to hit the gym. I'm hitting the gym in the morning. Now this place ain't old. I just showed y'all what the mall look like. Yeah, it's a numbers game. It's definitely a numbers game when you code approach. But here's my thing. It's a number here. Hold on. Here's my thing. Because we could say that about being in the States. We could say in Dallas, it's a numbers game because there's some good women in Dallas. You just gonna roll them dice a million fucking times before you find one. So would you rather roll the dice where you roll it a million times, or would you rather roll it somewhere where you roll it 10 times? They got some thick women here. Yes, they do, because I've seen some. So that's Jason walking up. You see she looking, and then she, I asked her to eat together, and then she just turned her head the other way. Look, she's not happy. It's not racism. I just think they just I just think they just don't like to be fucked with. So what I think I'm about to do, well, what I know I'm about to do, I'm about to research the history of Bolivia. And I'm gonna see what happened for this society to be so closed off. Because people are thinking it's all just about women, right? I even recorded, we were at the park, and I said, Jason, look at how everybody is sitting by themselves and if they're in a group, they not even saying shit to each other. Meanwhile, Chile, Paraguay, Brazil, Uruguay, we see the chicks sitting there, music playing, people talking, people smile. And I'm like, they just sitting there though. And so it got to a point where I asked him, I was like, why? He said, y'all don't be studying, just booking plane tickets. I don't, dude, I've already told you that. I'm never gonna do my research. Fuck doing research. The fuck I'm gonna research for? If I only do research, I would have only been to Brazil and Colombia in this entire planet. If I would have did research on Kenya, I would have thought everybody had HIV over there. If I would have did research on Thailand, all I would have saw was some stuff about how harsh the laws may be. If I would have did research on Vietnam, all you would have saw was communism and shit. Fuck research. What if I do research on Bolivia? What, I'm gonna see some cocaine? I'm fuck doing research. I'm gonna go find. My channel is about me finding out for myself, and I'm gonna tell you guys, fuck doing research. Do me a favor. I bring this up all the time. Research your apartment complex. Research your apartment complex. It's going to make you want to move out and break your lease. Research your apartment complex. I'm the one doing the research. Thank you, Wes. Now I'm the damn journalist. Basically, I'm doing this. Then no, I don't watch no YouTube videos, none of that. No. Because let me tell you smart asses something in the comments. Because you guys do research and then you build an opinion. And long story short, you don't be knowing what the hell you talking about. For example, y'all remember Rilla, right? When I told him we was in Thailand, I said, I want to go to Tanzania next. He said, I'll go with you, but they still have terrorists over there. I'm not leaving my apartment. Motherfucker, that's ignorant as hell. You know where he got that from? Research. Now, granted, if it's North Korea, somewhere in the Middle East, okay, do it. Make sure that they ain't got no bombs and shit blowing up. Okay. But to think that they got terrorist attacks going on in Dar es Salaam. So when he told me that, I'm like, really? Really? Okay, let me look this up. Turns out even the travel advisory said, don't go to Tanzania. Muslim terrorist attacks. I didn't come close. I didn't even see that shit. You know where they said it was at? They said it was alongside the Mozambique border. Hundreds of miles away from Dar es Salaam. Let me tell you something about research. Research the United States. Research Germany. Y'all love Germany so much. Research that shit and research how they tried to kill everybody. Research your own country, United States. How they tried to, well, they don't fuck with none of y'all in this chat. That's what the United States, they don't fuck with y'all anyway. They don't fuck with me either. That's why I'm not over there. I'm not doing no research. I'm the damn researcher. So I don't know what y'all wanted me to research about Bolivia. But I don't know. I don't know what to look up. Is it safe? If I feel like that, I'm just not gonna go. See, I've been to too many places to be worried about shit like that. Not too many now. It's certain countries, maybe Somalia, something like that. Yeah, you know that those kind of places. Yeah. Anyway, I'm your only friend. Keep posting the wins and losses and keeping it real. Thank you very much, Inspired Truth Broadcast, for the $5 super chat. I love all the experts in the chat with zero international experience. Thank you very much. And most have never traveled outside of America. The people that have not ever, the people that don't even have a passport know more shit about traveling than I do. I've had people with no passport try to tell me what I was experiencing in Brazil. They trying to tell me what the hell I'm seeing on a daily basis. This motherfucker ain't even left the country. See, it's about 6 or 7 of them doing that. I block them. Let me tell you something. If you call me and you try to tell me what I'm seeing on my own, I'm blocking your ass. I don't have time for that. Shit is stressful. This this is gonna speak, and we ain't even gotta have a passport. We can have a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel does the majority of the speaking. So meanwhile, you ain't been nowhere, and that's okay. But don't try to tell me what the hell I'm experiencing. Yeah, Derek, I'm your only friend. I'm your only friend. Stop doing research. Did you approach women without the camera? Yes, we did. Same shit. So it wasn't the camera because people love to jump to that, like, oh, you was with the camera. Nah. It is what it is. For your info, I've watched a short documentary about Bolivia, and they said it's the most conservative country in South America. They don't even like to kiss or hold hands in public. Facts. I could believe that. Thank you for the $10 super chat. I could believe that. Now, after being here, I could believe that. I've been to 30 countries. I've researched each one. Well, looks like I'm catching up. 10 more countries, and I'll be at 30. So I guess that's why research will make you wait. Once you get settled in Bolivia, it might get lit. I feel that. That's why I said we're gonna give it till Monday. And I feel like if we just keep approaching women, the experience with the women will get better. But there is a lot of things to do. There's a lot of things to see. It's a jungle, basically. Again, it's a jungle. It looks like, and they have sloths, llamas. They have a lot of nature stuff you can do, natural stuff. They have it's unlike, see, Paraguay. There's nothing to do. Like coming here, I was telling Jason, like besides the drop in the amount of women that we see, look at how much other stuff we can just walk around and do. See, Paraguay, you can't walk around and do too much. He said, keep in mind, some cultures have a preference for white men. We're not talking about that though. But yeah, I'm gonna check out. We're gonna be in Bolivia for a while. Almost a full 2 weeks, almost 11 days, and we're gonna see what's going on. I was telling him, I said we might end up extending this trip because I got a feeling around the week mark is when things will pick up. But I gotta be in Medellin. Actually, no, I don't. I could extend my trip another week if I want to. Yeah, he said sounds like the white man he's traveling with ain't getting results either. I mean, we're getting results. It's just in Bolivia the results flipped. In Paraguay we was getting results. We both been to Colombia, we both been to Brazil, we've both been to Argentina. We've gotten results. It's just look, everything is not the same. Some places you're gonna have to have a different strategy, or you can just leave. I'm only gonna figure out a strategy if I feel like it's worth it. Otherwise, I'll just leave. I ain't got to deal with stuff I don't need to. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, I'm your only friend. Y'all can't steal that line, man. He said it's the first day Austin relaxed. I am relaxed. I'm just telling y'all the truth. It's just negative. So y'all think it's like, you should go to Mexico. There's an awesome place you can explore. You will fall in love with its culture. I will be in Mexico. That'll be one of my last countries before I go back to the United States for a month or so. That was Peso Man's line. I'm your only friend. But I stole it because his channel don't do shit, so he might as well give me the line. Now tomorrow we're gonna get up. We're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna do a full day vlog, or at least a half day vlog. Because after I'm gonna make this live stream short, I'm gonna edit this live so it can go up tomorrow. Get ahead of schedule. But you guys gotta cut it out. This troll shit gotta stop. But yeah, I keep telling you guys, if you guys do not have, I did not watch the Putin interview with Tucker, but I saw that he put that up there. I need to watch it. If you guys do not have, hold on, I'm trying to do too many things at once. Okay. So if you guys do not know, I forgot what I was saying. He said first impressions are crucial. Usually the first impression is how it is. Like usually the first impression doesn't lie. Is it bad? It's not bad. It's just it is because here's my thing. I always got something to do. I can work, I can go live. I got patience. That's what I meant to say. If you guys don't have patience, do not travel outside of Brazil when it comes to South America. If you like Floyd, like we know Floyd doesn't have patience. I told Floyd, don't follow me to Paraguay. Don't go well, I didn't tell him nothing else after that, but he don't need to come here. I could see that. He don't need to go to Chile again or Santiago at least, because Santiago you had to have patience. Outside of Brazil, you really got to have patience. That's why I tell you guys. He said all of this travel, and again, people think that I was lying. Brazil really is undefeated. Like the culture in Brazil is good for expats, is good for people that want to live in Brazil. Not live in Brazil. People that want to visit Brazil for a month. It's good for people that want to visit Brazil for a week. Brazil really is undefeated. Because you got listen to these comments. Now in Brazil, if you want to meet a woman, all you gotta do is step outside, and you really don't even have to code approach because she'll send you a choosing signal first. Meanwhile, Derek Thomas is leaving a comment saying I should go rent a llama and pull up on a llama to get a woman's attention. That's what we're dealing with right now. In Argentina, we gotta worry about people making monkey noises. You gotta be wondering if people are really racist or not there. You ain't gotta worry about that in Brazil. Duran, thank you for the $20 cash out. Uruguay. Uruguay is great. But it's expensive. You can go to Salvador Bahia and eat for $3 a meal. Uruguay, you're not eating. I can guarantee you can eat a granola bar for $3. Now, will you experience racism in Uruguay? They wouldn't let us in a couple of clubs. Yeah, they wouldn't let us in a couple of clubs there. Now, Paraguay has pretty much no racism. Like I haven't experienced any racism in Paraguay. Like no looks, none of that. They actually, yeah, no. But there's nothing to do. Chile, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of beautiful women in Chile. They in the gym. You got diverse. You got Venezuelans in Chile, Haitians, Dominicans, Chileans, and they in the gym. But it's expensive, and the dating scene is slower there. Go back to Brazil. The women are in the gym and they are fucking experts at it. Most of the people live by the beach. So most of these cities that you go to in Brazil are going to be beach cities. They usually have good weather in Brazil in these beach cities. Rio gets cold in the wintertime, but not too cold, right? But I love it still. It's cheap in Brazil. Rio may be an exception in Sao Paulo, but the rest of that shit is cheap. I did it. I lived there. It's cheap. They got corruption in Brazil. You can bribe yourself out of a lot of situations. They got diversity in Brazil. Brazil really is the number one in South America. It really is. And I make these videos and I travel to all these places. I do these live streams. So you guys can avoid. So no, not avoid nothing. Just pick what you want. I'm telling you guys the experience. Good and bad. See, some people will get on here and he said if you are expecting a hookup culture in the States, what hookup culture? You know how many dudes are not getting pussy in the States? What hookup culture? I don't know why people say we got a hookup culture in the States. Yes, women do hook up, but you have not experienced a hookup culture until you've been to Nairobi and until you've been to the whole of Brazil. That's hookup culture. United States ain't got no goddamn hookup culture. The passport, where are the Brazilian passport bros at? Where are the Kenyan passport bros at that's having the exact same complaint? He said America has a hookup culture, but it ends after college. I don't know how old you are, because when I got in college, that shit was that shit was hard then. Like that was like my last little bit of getting it in. Once I left, I didn't graduate college. Once I left college after 3 semesters, that shit got even worse. Somebody said the only people that's hooking up in the States is a handful of dudes. It's a handful of dudes getting just pussy left and right, like I've been getting since I left the country. Now in high school, yeah. When I was in high, I think I got, and I ain't gonna say how many bodies I got, but I think I got more in high school than after high school. Shit don't make no sense. He said, come to Scottsdale. For what? I got the whole world. Why the hell would I go to Scottsdale? Because again, we cannot talk about come back. Oh, I know a good place in the States. So my cost of living could triple up. That's what I'm thinking about now. I can stay where I'm at and live for $2,000 a month. Or I can go with these Scottsdale women and live that same lifestyle for $6,000 to $10,000 a month. The lifestyle, I'm gonna have to lower my lifestyle to get some American pussy. No, thank you. Meanwhile, y'all got mass shootings, dudes. So you want me to go back to triple up my cost of living, and then I got to run the risk of somebody getting an F on their report card and they come shoot everybody at the grocery store today. No. And then the more sex you have, the more risk you run of getting somebody pregnant. Then if I get somebody pregnant, now what? Now I'm really fucked. And nah. See, this is why I'm not coming back. For what? He said every hotel got a golf course. How's the Tinder swipes in Bolivia? Jason's is doing good from what he was telling me, but mine no. But worldwide, I'm not the guy that asks really about dating apps. Worldwide dating apps do not work for me. In the United States and everywhere else in the world, they have, I think, out of 20 countries, and 4 years of being on dating apps, I probably met 4 or 5 women. No bullshit. I don't know how y'all do it. But that's fine because I mean I go to the mall and I get plenty of Insta dates, plenty of Insta pussy at the mall. I get a lot, so it's fine. Austin, if you saw how were Latinos treated in Poland, I didn't see any in Poland. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, nah, Tinder, they said it's American thing. Tinder didn't even work in America for me. Now, I did get more luck out of Bumble, but again, that was like what, 1 or 2 scenarios. I don't know why they don't be swiping on me like that. I think the most I woke up to in swipes was like 50 likes, not even 50 matches. He said, pull up on a llama and watch your subs jump. Yeah, we talking about subscribers. You talking about subscribers now. A minute ago, we was talking about getting you. At first, see, you trying to switch it now. Because at first, he was talking about pull up on a llama to get the women's attention because that's part of the culture. I ain't seen one llama today, so I don't know how many dudes are trying to get llamas to get women here. Yeah, the ROI ain't worth it, smooth like. Yeah, dating apps. If you're gonna use one, I would say use Bumble, but to me, all that shit for me, it's not a waste of time because some people are winning on it, but I'm not one of them. I do not get no action on dating apps. I get plenty of action in person. I get plenty of action in person. Look, little mama just text me. He said react to fit and fearless last live. So let's go. I'm never gonna tell y'all to skip a country because you never know. You never know. Your experience might be different. What part of the live? Because I ain't gonna watch this whole live. Said the first couple minutes. I want to go to Guyana and all that, but man, I can basically fly back to Africa for the same price they want with the flight.
In the chat for the Q&As for the last few years because I wasn't here, and people will always say, "Oh, fit you, it's because you're in Colombia." Well, I'm here now, and it's easier, right? So that's a bunch of bullshit. It ain't America, it's you. I think it's easier because I have more leverage here. Not only is in my country, but I speak the language. And girls don't think I'm a weirdo. The problem I was facing in
maybe it's easier than Colombia. But the United States is nobody that's been to Brazil in their right mind would say that the not a damn. I don't give a fuck if you went to a brothel in the United States. It's easier to date in Brazil still. So I think if he's only been to Colombia, that's probably why he feels like that.
Colombia, where I had a lot of results. Um,
Shit froze.
you're not where you're supposed to be because I think I have more. Put up comment 1. If you can hear me and see me good, comment 1. If you can hear me and see me good, comment 1. If you can hear me and see me good, comment 1. Okay, perfect. All right, so back to what I was talking about. And if I go out again, guys, I'm gonna have to like restart my computer and do like the Apple update or some shit. I don't know. So I don't think it's gonna happen, but I hope not. But anyway, guys, I think it has been a lot easier for me in terms of women in America than I expected. It's been way easier than I thought it was gonna be. So I know now for sure all you motherfuckers complaining about America is 100% your fault. It ain't the girl's fault. You're not where you're supposed to be because I think I have more leverage here.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Even if it did get easier to date, I wouldn't even improve myself to dating. I would not improve myself to dating the United States. Because he said you're not where you're supposed to be. Do I want to? I mean, do I have any motivation to get there? I done been to again. I love saying I've been to too many places to be convinced, and the only reason I'm reacting to this is because y'all asked me to. Because somebody said, "Well, why are you watching this?" Y'all asked me to. I'm 5'11".
Girls aren't looking at me as a weirdo. I feel like even though I was in Colombia and I was getting a lot of results, it's like I still was an outsider. And I talked about this in my video about Colombia. And I was like, if it still felt like I was an outsider, it still felt like women were looking at me like it's, you know how when women think you're too good to be true, so they kind of treat you a little weird because they don't know if you got something wrong with you.
I experienced that shit in the States, so I hope he don't think that's just a Colombia thing. I've experienced that worldwide, but I've experienced that the most in the States. Come on, continue.
Right. So I think that's what was happening to me a good bit of times in Colombia, right? Where like girls would be like, "You look good. Why are you here?" Right? They started expecting me to be like the weirdos who go to Colombia because they can't get no ass in America. So it started to work in my disadvantage, right? I started to feel like me being in Colombia was a disadvantage because girls automatically thought something was up. There's no way a good-looking dude who is successful should be here and not his country. So now that I'm in America, I don't have that stigma again. And I think since I've set myself
bullshit. And I'm not saying bullshit to his experience. I'm just saying in America, bro, I had that shit happen a lot. I literally had chicks asking me when I had my own car, I had a barbershop, my own car, my own place. And these motherfuckers got the nerve to ask me, something must be exactly what he's describing. Something must be wrong with you. Before you know it, they sabotaged the whole thing. It's like they wanted something I talked about this in the interview with Jason. Like they won't. If you a good guy and you got your shit together, something is supposed to be wrong with you. And no, metrosexual is not a new word. I don't know how y'all brought that up, but that's not a new word.
Fuck, improving my looks, improving my body, improving my style, all these things. It's no fuck. It's not America. It's not anybody that's telling you they're not getting ass here. I guarantee you it's them. This shit is not hard at all. I gotta take a fucking break. I needed to chill. All right, it is not America. All right. So yeah, that has been my experience, and it's been very interesting because I was coming to Miami expecting it to be like World War III, but I think it has not been that. It has been way more easy than I expected. All right, so if you got your looks on point and you get into some money, you can weed out the girls who want to bullshit you in Miami, in America. My man Trevon says, "Do you think Colombians are putting you in a category such as the passport bros?" Yes, I think that's what was happening. I think girls were looking at me like something was up with me. Why am I in their country? Opposed to America, it's like the girls just assume that I'm the shit.
No, the fuck they do not, bro. They do not assume that. They do not assume that. They're gonna try to find something wrong with your ass. I'm telling you. Get your passport. Get your passport. I am at such peace because I didn't take any caffeine today. Yeah, I don't believe that shit, man. He said if you hate the United States so much, you should give up your citizenship. We've already talked about that. Yeah, man. I don't know. He said fit. I'm not doubting if he's getting action. I'm pretty sure he is, but I'm telling you, if Austin Holloman goes back to anywhere in the States, the amount of action I would get would drop. I know it. I was there. I was there almost 2 years ago. That shit ain't changed. That shit ain't changed. I didn't see again. I didn't seen too much. Cloud ain't got nothing to do with it. I really feel like I would have the exact same result I had last time I was in the States. But check this out. It don't matter. Because what's keeping me out of the States is this goddamn cost of living. Fuck the women. No, I'm telling you guys, I'd have to say because it's not uh it ain't got nothing to do with the clout. It ain't got nothing to do with the money. That's all bullshit. It's my personality. My personality does not fit like the bullshit that y'all listen to the excuses that y'all make for American women. Or the women in Bolivia that's rolling their eyes at me that I don't even know. See, y'all try to troubleshoot bullshit. I don't. Y'all, when y'all have issues with women, y'all like, oh, like, well, maybe, well, she slapped me. Well, maybe I can say this next time and she won't slap me again. See, I don't think like that. I'm gonna fuck with you one time, and I'm gonna let somebody else troubleshoot that shit. So that's why I said I feel like my results would be exactly the same if I went back. Like I swear to God, I do not feel like I would have any different results if I went back to Texas now. Fuck this beard, fuck this clout. That don't mean shit. And I'm not saying fuck y'all, I'm just referring to that. Well, Biden is eating his ice cream again. But again, you when you experience this cost of living, for example, the budget I used to have when I was dating in America was like $1,100 a month for dates. That was that don't mean I used it all every month, but that was for me to go out and find women at events or whatever, or for me to take them out on dates together. $1,100 a month in Kenya paid my rent, water, all my utilities, and then the rest of that would be my going out bill. I probably would spend like $1,500 a month, and I can live a better lifestyle. Why would I? Why?
Does that make sense? It's like the girls don't look at me with a stigma of something being wrong. All right. So because in Colombia, if you got a nice place, you're a foreigner, you look good, you're in great shape, the girls are thinking, okay, why is he here? But here, you take the same exact setup I had, and you bring it to Miami, and then the girls aren't looking at you like, why are you here? It's like, oh, you really that dude. You got a lot of shit going for yourself. Does that make sense? So that has been the difference. So if you get your mind right, if you get your shit together, there's no way you can convince me you go to a major city in America and you're not gonna get chicks. I don't believe it. It's not America, it's you. Okay.
Oh, I believe.
So that has how Miami has been easier for me, opposed to Colombia. Cool. Let's get to the guys. Let's get to the questions. So now I can confidently say It ain't Miami. It ain't America. It ain't the Western girls. You just are fucking average. You are not what it takes, bro. Let's go, Max. Max been waiting on me. Go ahead, Max.
So hold on, bro. How you feeling?
What's good, G? How you doing?
I'm good, bro. I got a quick question. So I'm from Buy Me a Coffee and I watch your shit. And I just wanted to know, do you still use that pump? Because Rashada maxed out all aspects of my life.
Keep that to the. Do not talk about that stuff on YouTube.
Okay, my fault.
I would not talk about it. You gotta speak in cold words, man. You don't wanna fucking
like
spill out the beans. Of course, bro. What are you talking about?
I bet.
Of course. Of course. And I've learned way more than just that. And if you guys want me to talk about that and buy me a coffee, I'll talk about that. But I'm kind of like being subtle with it. I don't want to give that advice too much because there's a lot of work you got to put in to learn about it. And I think guys always take shit to the extreme. So I'm careful with the kind of advice I give now because I don't want y'all to go do some stupid shit and blame it on me. So maybe we'll stick to that and then we don't go further because I don't want you motherfuckers to hurt yourselves and say, oh, FitX told me to do this shit.
Okay.
All right.
Anonymous, why did you want me to hear that part? I see you say you want me to hear that part. I can get women in America all day. It's just a vibe, blah, 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 blah. I disagree. Context to why he's saying that. Explanation needed. I tuned out. When people start talking about America, I tune out. I'm over it. I've been gone too long. But you guys, I appreciate you guys donating to the Cash App today. I just want to tap in with you guys and tell you guys what happened on the first day here in Bolivia. Andre, thank you for the $10 Cash App. He says for opening new frontiers. Keep young grinding. Thank you very much. I would keep doing that. The next frontier will be Cali, Colombia. I'm going to Medellin and then Cali, Colombia. And then from there, I don't know. But the Chile book is done. I just need to listen to the audio again to make sure, because since it's an audio book, I have to make sure there's parts that I repeated. I need to make sure I go back and make sure those are correct. But other than that, the official file is done. The book is done. I just have to do the audio. So I should be able to come out with that by tomorrow, if not tomorrow, Saturday. I'm going to work on editing this vlog, and then I'm going to edit the audio for the book, and it will be out for you guys to buy and listen to. Thank you very much for coming through. Thank you for donating super chats. I appreciate you. Yes, I still got on the Africa chain. I will see you guys next time. We will read this last super chat. She says, Fit and Fearless is spewing nonsense. Even the top most attractive white men with game state they have trouble with women. Yes. It's just it's not worth it. It's really just not worth it. It's really not worth it. It's just not worth it. And again, bottom line, it costs more money. It is not worth it. So you can go on dates for $20, or you can go on dates for $200. Literally 10 times. Literally 10 times. You can go to Salvador Bahia, and you can go to the beach with a chick. You can get 2 beach chairs, a caipirinha each. That's $4 for the drinks, and like $10 for that. $14 date. Let me know how much that would cost you in Miami. It doesn't, I mean, we're past why you should not date in America, whose fault. You guys notice I really don't talk about that anymore. Because we're past, I mean, I've been to too many places. We're past that. Let me just show you what else you could do. We don't need to keep talking about the states. Just keep your United States citizenship so you can continue to reap the benefits. But the culture and that dating they got over there, squash it. Yeah, spending $80 for a date in America to get left on red the next day is diabolical. And let me tell you something. That can happen abroad too. It can happen anywhere, but it's less likely abroad, depending on what country you're in too. And the $80 date is a $20 date. Like what you would spend $80 in Brazil, what you would spend $80 on in the United States would literally cost you 15, 20 bucks in Brazil. And the thing about Brazilian chicks is they're not going, me and Jason was talking about this earlier. In Brazil, they're not going to go on a date with you if they're not interested. You're not even going to get their number. You're not even going to get their number in Brazil. And I love that. You don't fuck with me, tell me up front. That way we don't waste no time. But you guys know in the States, it's very normal for you guys to find a chick and she'll make you think you about to fuck on the spot. Just for her to either leave you on red or for her to string this on for 9 months. Now with me, it never got that far to 9 months, but I'm just telling you how far they will string that. Or would you rather be somewhere where if a chick is not interested, she might harshly reject you, but at least you're not wasting no time and no money with her? I'd rather be in that scenario. I'd rather get my feelings hurt 3 times a day than deal with that bullshit. I don't recommend dating in America for anybody, sir. They got a nice breeze over here in Bolivia. I would stay on live, but I need to edit my video so I can get this. Oh, it's not a breeze, it's rain. Uh, hmm. Damn. Hold on, I wanted to smoke this cigar. Yeah, it looks like we won't be smoking none tonight. It's raining way too hard. He said 3 dates. No, I had got so fed up with American women. I told them I wasn't even going to take them on dates. I said, either you come into the house or don't even fuck with me. Don't even fuck with me. That's what I told him. And I was like thinking to myself, like, man, I hate to be like that, but I don't know who to trust. Even if I went back, maybe if I went back to date, not to date, if I went back to visit my family, and of course, if I'm there for a month, I mean, I could go monk mode and not do nothing, but I could date. I could date. And maybe I would be a little more patient. I'd be like, yeah, we can go on a date. First chick that give me that side hug and leave me on red shit, I'm gonna be back in the mode of look. I'll just wait until I get back to Paraguay or something. But in the meantime, don't even fuck with me unless you're trying to fuck today. I'm not doing no call in today though. We take too long. We do the call in. Yeah, I'm sorry. I after experiencing this stuff abroad, I could not go. I could zero tolerance. I would go back to the States even more arrogant than before. Like I probably would act the way how they act. You know how they act like they the shit, and like when you approach them, they be like, "Oh, like who you talking to?" Like you know who I probably would really be like that. They'd be like, "Oh, hey, you handsome look, bitch. Let me tell you something. I just got back from Brazil." I probably would be like that. I'm not bullshitting because I would not have time. I've been through the scenario too many times. But I say that, but I wouldn't be rude for no reason. But in my mind, I probably would be like that, and then I probably would still be rude because I would ignore them. Yeah, I can't deal with it, man. Here you go trying to convince me. Austin, you would get more bitches this time. You got travel swag, but there's still no comparison overseas. Uh, that's good to know. Thank you for the compliment as well. But yeah, I'm not going back. What was the question you asked? He said, go to Miami first if you decide to visit. Yeah, right. Shit costs too much. Like, I cannot imagine the closest I got to raising my cost of living dramatically was when I went to Romania and Poland, in Uruguay. And even in those places, I knew my cost of living had went up like double, but it was still like I would still pay because I'm having a good time. Man, fuck being over there in Dallas. When I was in Dallas, I was not having a good time. I thought I was crazy. I'm thinking it stopped raining now. It's very nice over here. It's very, very developed. You guys will see. Very, very developed. But okay, you guys. I'm about to head out. I'm about to head out so I can edit this vlog. It's raining. It's perfect weather. It was perfect weather all day today, but it just rained. Like rainforest rain, monsoon rain. But I'm about to head out and I will see you guys tomorrow. He said, what cigar was I gonna smoke tonight? I can smoke it. I can smoke it, and we can just talk until the cigar is done. Put a 1 in the chat if you just want to talk until the cigar is done. And I'll just wake up early and edit and then go to the gym. But I only have this one left. Apparently, they only have, I was looking online, they only have Cuban cigars here. Yeah, I don't know if y'all know, I don't like Cuban cigars. I mean, they're good, but they're definitely overhyped. Okay, we got a bunch of ones, so let me use the bathroom, play some music, and let y'all look at the profile photo. And I'll be back. All right, let's move this laptop. I'll show you guys another look at my view. But it's very humid. Like when I step outside, it feels like I just stepped in a jacuzzi. I'm ready to meet some of these ladies out here. I'm in Santa Cruz. La Paz, from what I saw, looks more like Santiago, because it's in the same mountain range and it has the same mountain. It's cold as a motherfucker up in here, man. So I got the wooden stick for people that really smoke cigars. I'm gonna show you how to use that wooden stick tonight. Man, I felt really good because I didn't take no caffeine today. I was at such peace. I was getting kind of stressed where I couldn't really. That's why I was able to do a monologue so easy today, because I didn't take that caffeine clouding up my mind. He said it's all the same. It does look more modern here. So you guys seen Asuncion, Paraguay. It didn't look that modern like this. Paraguay is underdeveloped compared to this. He said, who got the best cat? That's definitely Kenya, I'm telling you. I have not been drinking yerba mate, but whenever I stop drinking caffeine, I need to just switch to mate. But I brought my stuff for my mate with me. I brought the bowl and all that. Not the bowl, the thing. But I haven't been buying the bags. Oh, I'm telling you, Ken, you got the best cat. I've had some of the best times of my life over here. Now, why do people use? Uh, Somebody asked, where do I get my jazz music? I get it from a website called Artlist. Artlist. It has a yellow and black logo. Yeah, man, Kenya got the best. Telling you, Africans in general. Spell what? Yeah, I've had most of my favorite cigars are Nicaragua. I'm going to Panama soon. Oh, Art List. Art List. Now, I've had some good in Brazil, but it was like you got to think about it. In Brazil, a lot of the women are like with the shit. So like, I mean, I guess that's not it either, because in Kenya they with the shit too. But I don't know. I guess some Africans just built different. Maybe I was just fucking the wrong chicks. I don't know. You said give y'all a Jack in the Box rant. It's raining, raining. Like I would love to put my laptop on the patio and sit outside, but it's raining enough for the rain to. It'll be easy to go to sleep tonight. Oh, trust me, if them African chicks hit the gym, what do I mean by with the shit? I mean like they want to do what you want to do. Uh, I don't want to show y'all too much of my vlog. Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Tell them you live in Connecticut.
I live in Connecticut.
Hey, hey, hey. If you guys, thank you, Anonymous, for reminding me. If you guys are really enjoying this content and you enjoy hearing detailed information about what it's like to live abroad, what these experiences are like, how the people in Bolivia can be rude and you don't know why, how the people in Paraguay are the way they are, and how the people in Europe. If you want this detailed information to keep going, hit the Cash App at $Austin Holloman. It's pinned at the top of the chat. If you don't want to just give me free money, if you don't want to just do that, I need you to buy the Chile memoir book. It is an Audible I just audio recorded it. I've edited it. I just got to double check it. I've audio recorded it for you guys, and I've wrote it for you guys. I went into full detail about what happened in the Chile memoir. And I told you, and I tell you, you guys will see exactly why I love it and what I don't love about it. If you guys want to know what it's like to live in Tanzania, and what I didn't live there a long time, but I was there enough to experience writing a book for you guys. And a lot of people love that book. Andre from Love Crossing Borders even called me in for a live stream to do an interview about the book. If you guys want to read that book, all you have to do is go to theaustinholloman.com. Let me put the link down here in the chat. And if you really want to support your favorite content creator, your only friend, which is me, don't give me a free cash app. Buy the book and read the book, because I spent my time to make that book for you guys to generate extra content outside of just recording vlogs, because that gets old. Maybe not old to y'all, but to me, I run out of ideas and it could become stressful. So I thought of a new way to do this stuff. You can buy either of the 3 books. I also had a book about the Brazilian situation. The Kenya book will be coming, but I'm going to take a break before I write that one, because writing these books takes a lot. And Kenya I was there for 4 months. So that'll be a long book, and a lot of shit happened in 4 months. Now, if you guys want to know where you should go, let's say you know where you want to go, but you want to avoid paying $150, $100, $300 for a consultation. I, Austin Holloman, have created a travel guide for all the locations that I've been to for you guys to learn exactly what I recommend you should do, what I recommend you should not do, where to find the women, which is the most important part, where to find the women, what clubs to go to, what restaurants to go to, where you should stay, what you should look out for when you stay there, what you should. I'm your only friend. That's why I'm giving you this information. I'm your only fucking friend on this planet. Trust me. So I did this for you guys. All I ask is for you guys to go to the website and support. The next thing, we have the Patreon. I'm putting the Patreon down here in the chat. If you guys want to see exclusive content about my dating stories in these countries, I know I have not covered Paraguay a lot, but I do cover Paraguay's dating experiences in the Patreon. I talk about the good experiences and the bad experiences. I will tell you guys about some dates that I go in these countries, but I have to bring value to my patrons, so I will bring more dates from that same country. For example, if I have 4 dates here in Bolivia, 3 will be on Patreon, 1 will be on YouTube. If you guys want access to that exclusive content, sign up for the Patreon. It's cheaper than the members only. The members only was $5 a month. The Patreon is only $4 a month. You also get a discount on the books and the travel guides if you sign up for the Patreon. And it's a way to keep this content going. Instead of donating me free money, I don't like free. He said, I keep making typos. I don't like making free money. Getting free money, I'm sorry. I want to work on something that I can be proud of. Now, I am proud that you guys like the content up, or you want to send me a cash app, but I want to work on something. I enjoy working. I enjoy working just as much as I do traveling. So please subscribe to the Patreon. You can even be a free member, and you can get a sample of what it's like to be on the Patreon, and then you can decide if you want to go to the Patreon after that. Click the link. What was a Floyd sneak diss? This cigar is hitting harder now that I didn't have any caffeine today. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys want to see, if you guys want to hear a sample of the Chile memoir. Yeah, he said provided actual value. Yes, this is actual value. Me writing my experience, because let's say you're somebody that's very, very interested in going to Tanzania. If you read the Tanzania book that I made, and you actually pay attention to what I'm saying, you are literally getting firsthand experiences that I did not put on YouTube. I promise I didn't put this shit on YouTube. You are getting firsthand experiences about what you experience on a daily basis and things you should watch out for in Tanzania. And this Chile memoir, there's a couple of sex scenes in the Chile memoir. Y'all would like that. But you would get an experience of what it was like to be in Chile. And if you are really interested in Chile, you get the travel guide and you get the book. There was sex scenes in the Tanzania book too. They're not detailed. I'm not gonna go too much detail, but it wasn't some shit that I was talking about on YouTube. Oh, that's not a sneak diss towards Floyd. Me working, I post on YouTube daily. That's work. Daniel Sparks sent $10 for the Bolivia stream. Thank you very much. Andre Hill sent $10 for keep opening. Oh, you already sent that. Thank you very much. Oh, he said, okay, well, keep opening new frontiers, keep grinding. Thank you very much for the cash apps. Let's see, what part of the book will I play? Now, should I tell what do you guys want to hear in the Chile memoir? Y'all probably want to hear the sex scene, right? Floyd threw his good clothes away. Fuck it. Yeah, my books are audio. He said, I'm very interested in this Bolivia series because that was on my list. Yeah. Yeah, we will. Yeah, Floyd is mentioned in the book, but I do not mention his name. I do not mention anybody's real name. Let's see. But first, we going. He said they got Floyd to talk. Floyd been in the background watching. Yeah, I mentioned Floyd's name in the Brazil book. Whenever I was talking about what happened in Brazil, I mentioned his name in that book too. He said, are you going to make an app or a Discord of sort for your subscribers? We are on Discord. If mods will please put the Discord link in the chat. He said, stop buying tight clothes for Floyd. I'm trying to put Floyd on. Women like that tight shit. Now, I'm not talking, I don't wear skinny jeans, but, you know. They like them clothes that fit tight. Yes. How many years were you in Connecticut?
I'm been living in Connecticut for like 6 years and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hola.
Hola. That's Fernanda, my best friend.
Okay, we all about to be best friends now.
Yeah.
They said Austin with the OnlyFans content coming out. I'm their only friend. I am their only friend. Yeah, that's in Bolivia. They're both Bolivia. He said Connecticut, stand up. No, sit down. She ain't old enough to be my mom. Y'all know I'm real good at flirting now. I'm real good at flirting now. I told her we all about to be friends. So let's go. He said looks better than Chile. No, sir. No, sir. Chile has Bolivia beat on day one. I already told you I like them grandmamas. Now she wasn't a grandmother, but I'm just saying, like 45 and up. I don't know what it is. It's a fetish I got going on right now. And yeah, maybe I think if I do it one time, I'll forget about the Cougars. But right now, he said Chile doesn't look worth it. Let's play the let me read it to you guys. I'm gonna put it on the screen and I'm gonna read this to you guys. This is the only sample y'all are getting unless if y'all are on the email list. And I haven't been sending out emails because I gotta hire somebody to do that. Okay. So I'm gonna read this. I'm not gonna be looking at the chat. You can still see the YouTube comments if it says you should be able to scroll over to live chat by the comment section. Bro, what the hell is going on? Why is this laptop moving so slow? So this is because the book is, the chapters are days. So it says January 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. Then in each one, I made sub paragraphs, I guess you would call them. So you have Santa Lucia, then the Afro Party. So in this chapter, I'm about to read to you guys. I'm going to talk about the Afro Party. After a well-needed nap, I felt fully recharged and ready to socialize. I responded to a few of Marcella's texts. She's flirting, which shows some sign of progress and just seems she wants to get to know me a little better before she goes to hang out with me, I'm assuming. I put on my tailor-made button-up dark wash jeans and Chelsea boots again and head to a club that I was referred to by a local. When I arrived, the streets were packed, long lines of locals entering clubs and bars. I grabbed myself a sports drink to make sure my energy is proper. I know I'm about to drink a generous amount tonight. I went into what I thought was a correct club at first until I walked in and saw how dead it was. I got one gin and tonic and left. The correct club was next door. Instantly, when I entered, I was overwhelmed by the strong energy the music and crowd gave off. This is where I was supposed to be. There were many white and mestizo Chileans accompanied by a few black guests. I got a drink and read the room for a few minutes to decide how I would approach the situation, which is a lot of shit you motherfuckers need to practice how to do. You guys need to practice. Thought it was a damn rat. You guys need to practice when you go out to read the room, especially if you are rolling tree. Yes, we're having story time, you guys. I'm trying to sell more copies of the book. It ain't out yet, but I want to pre-sell it. But it's done. Read the room. He said, feels like I'm back in first grade. Let me skip it so it doesn't feel like it. I got a drink and read the room for a few minutes on how I would approach the situation. Since I'm alone, I have to make my own social experience in this scenario. Usually, I don't feel so comfortable clubbing alone. But in Santiago, I felt like I wasn't by myself. I saw two women dancing together, and I kept my eye on one of them as I made a lap around the room. After surveying the room, I realized that was the one I wanted. I sparked up a conversation with her. Despite the language barrier, she had plenty of smiles, patience, and put forth a lot of effort to communicate with me, which is what it's like in Chile. It turns out she used to live in Salvador as the year prior, yet she knew no Portuguese. I entertained her and her friend for about 45 minutes before offering to get her another drink. I only buy drinks if I'm having a good time with someone, so I knew the vibe was right. One moment, I don't know who the hell that is screaming. There's some kids outside running around. Looks like it's like a house or a mansion or some shit. Cause it's very big, but it looks like a home. He said this shit is funny as fuck. Let me cut to the chase. I know what you guys want to hear. We stood outside. I found these chicks. We stood outside and chatted for about half an hour. During this time, she continued asking me questions about my life, and I reciprocated. Her friend appeared to be a little envious and told her she was ready to go back inside. She said something to her in Spanish I couldn't understand. They both got up and headed inside and did not invite me in. Long story short, I didn't get to fuck this chick. I ended up fucking somebody else. The unattractive friend, this is a different group that knew the same one. The unattractive friend spoke first, but I kept it short. Sarah, the more attractive one in the group, opened the conversation with me by asking where I was from. I told her I was from Texas and was here for work. She told me she was from Santiago, and we talked for about 30 minutes. It was about 2 a.m., so I cut it to the chase and told her I wanted her to take her back home with me. With no hesitation at all at an Afro event. She agreed and said once the party ended, she would go with me around 4 a.m. I don't want to read all this to you guys. I don't want to read all this to you guys. Let's hear the spicy part. So long story short, after her friend shot the cock block, I called a taxi. We got in the cab, and she began to kiss me even more and grab on my dick. If you don't want to hear a sexual scene, skip to the next chapter. I put that in the book for you guys. Close your ears We arrived at my apartment and she immediately went upstairs and jumped on the couch in a doggy style position, telling me to fuck her. Wow, I thought to myself. Of course, I used the condom, even though I shouldn't have. And towards the end, I took it off to finish it on her stomach. I was kind of drunk, but not drunk enough to see what I thought was her rubbing her finger inside her vagina right immediately after I nutted on her stomach. I did use a condom. I'm just saying I shouldn't have because I could. The moment was like, go right up in there. But I was like, nah, I got mental sanity I need to keep to myself. I don't need to be wondering, Yeah, I nutted on her stomach. That's what I said. But what I'm saying is, after he said I would have went raw, not gonna lie. After I did that, I looked over because I was out of there. And she looked like she rubbed it off her stomach and put it on her inside her. And I was like, hold the fuck up. There's another story I talk about in this book. I brought one of them to the crib and she jumped on the kitchen table. But you got to buy the book. Now, I thought that was what happened. But in the rest of this book, I wrote, hold on, let me hit the cigar again. I was kind of drunk, but not too damn drunk enough to see that she just did that. I just said that. I didn't write that exactly. I instantly sobered up thinking she was trying to trap me, but she told me she was just touching herself. We fell asleep. The next morning, I brought up what I had seen, and she reassured me that she didn't do that. She didn't take the semen off her stomach to rub it inside of her. I then remembered when I saw her rubbing herself before we went to sleep, and I remembered that I put the flashlight on her because I was like, what the fuck are you doing? When I put the flashlight, you could tell that she hadn't touched none of that. And I got a towel and I wiped it up just in case if she changed her mind. Close call. Turns out she was just rubbing it. He said you could have kept. I put in the book, if you do not want to hear a sexual scene, skip to the next chapter. He said, we don't give a fuck. You must not be getting no pussy. Anonymous, what you mean I'm giving away this shit? I had to give him a teaser. There's more than that in the book. That ain't all that the book is about. I do talk about social experiences there. But, I got to throw in some stuff. They said I should have Floyd read the audiobook version. That would be funny as hell. He said, is there a PG version? The PG version is to skip. I say it in the audio and it says it in the text. Go to the next chapter. I made sure any sexual scenes was the end of a chapter, so you could just skip the chapter. We all adults anyway. But I know not everybody wants to hear that. So that's why I thought about it. They said Floyd would be like, and here's the thing, guys. Now, this is real travel experience, not pay to play. Yes. He said, I don't want to hear about another man nutting. I bet your ass watch porn. That would be a good. I'm gonna have to call Floyd and have him narrate all my books. The book is gonna drop either tomorrow or if not tomorrow, Saturday. Because everything's already done. I just need to put it together. If you want to pre-order the book, meaning you just want to go ahead and secure your spot now, you can do it right here in this link I'm about to drop in the chat. This is where it's at. How do we know this shit ain't kept? You think I'm a lie about sex? They said Floyd gonna be like, donate if you want to hear the narration. But yeah, I'm not gonna read no more of the book because y'all gotta buy the book. Y'all gotta buy the book. Names and locations have been changed. I didn't say anybody's real name, and I did not. I don't think the only location I named off in that book was the W Hotel. I have not been selling a lot on the website like I was when I first started promoting it because I stopped promoting it. I stopped promoting it. So I need to get back into promoting it now that I'm here doing vlogs, which I did. So yeah, that would be a good collaboration. I'm definitely gonna look into that. Having Floyd narrate the books. Speaking of Floyd, if you guys have not already, if you want to hear that book, I'm gonna tell you guys when it actually drops. But I did put a link for you guys to pre-order it ahead of time in the chat. If you pre-order it right now, it's only $3. If you wait until the book comes out, the book will be $7. Why is it $3? It's $3 because everybody can buy it. Everybody can buy it, right? And I cannot. I'm new to this as well, right? I have not wrote a lot of books, so I'm trying to until I get my experience all the way up. I'm keeping the price low. Just like when a barber, I did not start off charging $85 for a haircut. Started off charging $5 for a haircut. But when I got my experience up and I knew what the hell my customers wanted, and all that, and yeah. The book is only 78 pages long though. Now, until this cigar is finished up, I want to review one of Floyd's. Yeah, it took it, the reason it's taking so long because man, I got distracted while I was in Paraguay, and man, writing a book takes a lot of focus, man. So here with Bolivia, I think with this one, I'm going to just and it's okay. It's raining again. With Bolivia, I think I'm just gonna talk into my my voice memos on my phone, and just describe everything for that day, and then just put it in Chat GBT and let Chat GBT write everything I said, then put it on a document and then elaborate on every little thing and make sure it said everything right. Because that saves me from typing a lot. Some people were like, oh, why don't you get a ghostwriter to write it? A ghostwriter is not going to write about the pussy the way how I did. I'm sorry. They was not in it. I was in it. I'm the only one that can write like that. Yeah, a faster way. That's what I did with my Tanzania book. I literally said everything. I was talking about it in my memory, and I said as much as I could, and then I put it in the Chat GPT, and I let Chat GPT write everything I said, and then I went back and I just elaborated on things further. Yeah, some guy in the Philippines cannot elaborate about the experience I had in Chile. It just can't happen. I like sadly I'm gonna have to be the one that has to sit down and put in those hours to write the book. As much as I would love for somebody else to write it. What's going on, Letty? I don't think you've ever hit me up. You ain't hit me up. So I don't know you. Uh-oh. We got a girl from Bolivia talking to me. What's my number? My you gotta shoot me a DM on Instagram, Austin Holloman at Gmail. Yeah, we got some haters in the chat. That's fine. That's fine. Cause I got time. Now, in the meantime, we're gonna watch Floyd. Because Floyd made a video about Colombia. And I thought it was funny. And after we do this, I'm gonna get off the live. Cause she rocking that thing like Austin Holloman's Patreon is a steal for $4. Thank you very much for the super chat. Yes, sign up for the Patreon. Go to Swedish Gringo's last upload. The first 30 seconds of the video is why they crucified you in Brazil. But since you're not pale skinned, it's not a problem. Interesting. We're gonna check that out after this then. Somebody please drop the link for the Patreon if you would. Thank you very much. Don't move, baby. Ooh, baby. She rocking that thing like.
Okay, guys, so we're going to discuss a few things for this vlog today. And today, we're going to talk about why Cali, Colombia is a no-go. Now, if you want to come to Cali for dating, I wouldn't recommend it because it's just too slow. Because the first thing they ask you is how long are you going to be here for? Now, some women may not care, but for the most part, with my experience, they just work too much. Now, this I can only talk about Cali, Colombia, because I am currently in Cali, Colombia, and this is the only place that I've been to.
She rocking.
I'll be headed to Bogota soon after this, and then spend a couple days in Bogota, take care of some business, and then I will go to Medellin, and then after Medellin, we will head to either Dominican Republic or we will head to Thailand because at this particular point, I'm low key getting tired of South America because of the language barrier. I don't know Spanish, and
Learn, Floyd, learn.
trying to communicate on this becomes a hassle. So I'd rather go somewhere where they speak English and I can take the time and learn Spanish and Portuguese at my own pace.
Now, Floyd, you know that was some bullshit. Floyd said he gonna go to Thailand or the Philippines to learn Spanish or Portuguese at his own pace. Floyd is not gonna learn no other language when he gets to Asia because he gonna get comfortable around that English. So I mean, he tried to make it sound good.
Let me tell you the facts about Cali, Colombia, or at least my experience. In my experience as I've been here, when it comes to Uber, they don't have motor taxi. I've tried using motor taxi and InDrive as well. They don't have that option. They have regular vehicles, and that's it. Another thing is they have multiple malls throughout the city. And the fact of the matter is they will give you Instagram. The women will give you their Instagram and they'll give you their number, but that doesn't mean they really like you. Colombian women in Cali do this to be nice. Some women will claim that they don't have social media, but they do. It's just a polite way of saying they don't want to give you their number or Instagram. So be wary of that. The cost of living in Cali, Colombia is very, very cheap. For example, a 3-bedroom apartment is $345, depending on the area. That is a steal, no matter what area you're in, because a 3-bedroom apartment for $340 or $350 a month is extremely cheap. Another thing is, if you're dealing with women in Colombia, it will take, at least in Cali, Colombia, it will take time for you to be on a date. It may take a first date because dudes think they work too much. Now, if they have kids, good luck. I mean, you wait a week, and now you have to wait another week because she has to go back to work. Because in Cali, Colombia, they work a lot of hours. That is true. But remember, if a woman really likes you, they're going to make it happen, right? So think about that. In Cali, Colombia, dealing with women is a hassle because not only they work a lot, it's because they also have other things to do. If they are a single mom with kids, then what's going to happen is that it's just going to take a lot longer. If they have to spend time taking care of their kids, then unfortunately, they may not be a viable option in dating. Because the fact of the matter is, you're not going to be able to argue that. Why would you want to argue with them anyways, right? People, oh, they got kids and all that, and they got to take care of the kids, and that's reasonable. So you have to just suck it up and go about your day. Cali, Colombia is very cheap. There's not a lot of tourists here that I've seen thus far. Could I live in Cali, Colombia? No, I couldn't live here. It's just too slow. It'll be different if I was waiting a few days to see you or a couple of days to see you. But if you gotta wait a week or two to see someone on the first date, it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. For me, it's not worth it. Even if you want to be a friend, for you to hang out with that person takes 2 weeks. It's just not worth it. It's not worth the wait. Now, you could pay for play. But eventually, you're going to get tired of that. You're going to get tired of wasting money, and you're going to get tired of wasting time and resources on a woman that doesn't really like you. So pay for play is a viable option here, but it's not worth it. Unless you're just there for a good time and a short time and you don't care, then do your thing. You know what I mean? I don't recommend doing anything that you don't want to do. And I also don't recommend play for pay. Play for pay. Play for pay. I don't know if I pronounced it right. Here's the thing. Dating in Cali, Colombia is a hassle. And I'm not going to lie to you. It is honestly, if I had known it was going to, because at least in Brazil, when I was in Brazil, even though they were working, they still made time to see me in Brazil. That I'll give them. They still made time to see me. Because they're going to make time to see you. They still make time to see. Here in Colombia, they got perfect excuses. Or I work too much. Or I got to take care of my kid. And unfortunately, you can't argue that. You can't argue none of those things that they got. And people might be saying, well, they do work a lot. And they do. But remember this. They only, in some jobs, they work 8 hours. They work regular hours like you do. You know what I mean? You have to understand when you go to Cali for dating, it's going to take a very, 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 very long time to find a potential partner. You're going to have to live there for at least a year. At least 6 months to a year before finding somebody that's suitable for you. Because going on dates, let's just be honest with you, I'm personally not trying to wait a week or two to meet you. And let's say you wait a week, you get to know the person, and then she changed her mind about you. All of a sudden, she changes her mind. The fact of the matter is, a week is just too long. You're not promised tomorrow. Time is on the essence, and the most valuable resource there is your time. So would I recommend Cali, Colombia for dating? No. Would I recommend Cali, Colombia to live in if you want to save money? Yes. When it comes to the cost of living, it is a very good country, a very good city to live in. Now, people might say, you're just going for the woman. Let's just be honest with you. So you would live in a country where dating is hard. Why do you think a lot of people left the United States for dating purposes? So people that are telling me that, hey, you left the United States, you shouldn't go for the woman. Let's just be honest about it, bro. If you're going to live in a country for a long period of time and you're going to live there, spend your money there, build an economy there, your own personal economy there, right? Spend money, buy stuff in that country, making US dollar or euros or British pound or Canadian dollar or even the Swiss francs. You're going to want a relationship at some point. As men, we have needs. And I'm sick and tired of people coming on my comments and say, you shouldn't travel with women. Women are part of the culture, right? Because every man wants to build a family. Why do you think this movement is so big? Because of the dating. Why do you think this travel space is growing? Because of the dating. The culture is cool. The food is cool. The food is great. And hell, the food is cheap. But what we really want as men is to find a family and settle down, right? We want to build our own family and settle down. So for people to come in my comment section and tell me, stop traveling for women, at the end of the day, my goal is to build a family and settle down. I'm exploring countries to see what works for me. Everybody has their own preference. But right now, the Asian country is the best for me at this current point in my time. Because in Thailand, I didn't have to deal with this issue, or the Philippines. They worked, but guess what they did? They made the time to see me. They went out of their way to see me. Here in Colombia, it's not like that. Now, you may get numbers and Instagrams, you may get a date, but you're going to be waiting a week, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on how you meet them. Because a lot of the time, you're going to have to pre-game before you even get here. And another thing about Colombia is it's just too much of a risk. Not only you're waiting a week or potentially 2 weeks to go on a date, but you have to worry about being robbed, stuff put in your drink, and that is a potential fear you have to worry about while dating in Colombia, because they're on trying to set you up. And it's sad. That's another reason why I wouldn't recommend dating in Cali, because you have to worry about being drugged, robbed, and murdered. Literally, or kidnapped. You have to worry about these things traveling to Colombia. Now, could this happen in any other country? Yes. But let's just be real about it. It's more prevalent in Colombia. You literally have to worry about this stuff while dating, especially on Tinder. There are a lot of beautiful women on Tinder, a lot of beautiful Colombian women. But the problem is you don't know if they're running with a gang or they're trying to set you up. And that is the biggest issue while dating Colombia. Not only does it take a week to date a woman, to get to know a woman, to go on a date or first date, but you have the potential chance of getting drugged. And you might say, well, she works her job. Well, what if she works? You got to understand 20 stacks. If she gets 5,000 US from you, because most people make 300 US a month. You know what I mean? It ain't $300 working a regular job here in Colombia. So if they get $3,000 to $4,000, which most foreigners are traveling with $4,000 to $5,000. If they get that off of you or clean your bank account, it's a wrap. They can quit that job and get another one. And if they take all your electronics, all of your debit cards, max them out, buy stuff with it, they can pay their rent for an entire year. And then just go get a different job somewhere else. So even if they do work, they can still do it to you. That's the scary part about it. So what should you do if you still want to date in Colombia and you still have to worry about these risks? To be honest with you, you can't be cheap. If you're worried about your stuff being stolen, which is a reasonable fear, you need to get a hotel that keeps all your stuff. And then if you want, get another Airbnb. So you have to have 2 places to stay in. That way you have a place for all the bare minimum stuff you have. And then all of your important stuff, you can just have in a hotel. Or you can get a hotel room, right? You can get 2 rooms in the same hotel and just do that. Like me personally, I have an Airbnb that's like $10 a month. It's not the best place, but it still has some form of security. And on top of it, once they see you have nothing, the chances of them doing anything to you goes down drastically. It goes down by 80% because they don't see you have anything. Like, there's things to do to avoid it. The problem is people want to be cheap in these type of countries. So it's always good to move smart. So Cali, Colombia, as far as the dating scene, it's not. Now the food is good, the cost of living is cheap, but they don't have motor taxis. You have Uber, Cabify, at Top 99. They also have their own taxis here, but let's just be honest with you. You go in a taxi, drag it out. They're gonna do their best to drag it out so they can get more money out of you. I would recommend not dating in Cali, Colombia. Not just Cali, Colombia, guys. I don't know about the entire next destination. No, anything about all is that the living is cheap. So that's where my next destination is. Now, people might say, hey, Bogota is dangerous, but every country is dangerous. But Colombia is way more dangerous than Brazil. As far as the druggings, because in Brazil, you have to worry about being robbed. And that's only if you go on certain parts, right? In Colombia, you can be in a nice part and still get robbed, drugged. And really, you have to worry about being set up. That's the main thing you have to worry about when dealing with them, because they run gangs. So it's not just her. There's a bunch of people behind the effort. So if you're going to go to any city in Colombia, you got to have 2 places. You just have to. And even if it's cheap, is when they see you have nothing, when they see that you have nothing, most likely they're not going to do nothing to you because they know you're hip to the game. They know you're hip to the game. And you have to, if you want to come to Colombia and take the risk, you have to move hella smart. Always have 2 rooms. One for your stuff, for the hotel, for your stuff. And then one for, just one for, I don't know, one for where you want to meet people, you on your date, and you want to bring her back to your spot. Because you don't want to go to her place. You go to her place, you're definitely setting yourself up. But for the most part, they want to come back to your spot because they have You have all your stuff. So when they see you have nothing, you tell them you just moved here. You making this cheap, like I just moved here. I still got to get my stuff moved. They're less likely to do anything to you, and you still might be able to have a good time. So it's important that you move smart. You have to move smart because you risk not only losing all of your stuff, which will be a major hassle if you did. If you lost all your stuff, it'd be a major hassle. You would lose it, and then what? You have to go back to the States and get it all back. And unfortunately, who wants to go through that? Because I sure as hell don't. So always have two places. And if you don't get none, then that means she was trying to get you anyways. That means she was trying to get you anyways. That's all what that means. That means she was trying to get you anyways, and you dodged the bullet. Think about it. Just think about it. Just move smart. Just move smart. Let her know that you have people watching on top of it. Let her know that you have your neighbors looking out for you, and you have people watching you, and people know you're here. Always get their ID as well. You get a photo of your ID, tell them you're getting sent to security, and tell them you let them know what's going on. Let them know what's going on. And if they still come over, that means they care about you. They want to be with you. They want to have a good time with you. And if they flake, well, that means they was trying to get you. You got to be wary of the signs. If a girl doesn't want to send her ID to you, or if she feels uncomfortable sending a photo of herself to you, to send around to the security and the person know that you're in the building with, then that means she's trying to get you. Because most women, if you get their ID, then the chance of her doing something to you goes down drastically, right? If you don't have any information about her and you met her on Tinder or Instagram or you cold approach and you know nothing about her, then she may get you because you know nothing.
If you guys are interested in going to Colombia, I will be headed to Medellin and Cali, Colombia for my next destinations, and I will give you firsthand experience on what it's like as of now to be there. Also, I do have a Colombia travel guide, I do have a Medellin travel guide, but I do have a Colombia safety checklist that comes with the Medellin, and it comes with the digital starter kits. If you do not have either one of those products, buy it. The Digital Nomad Starter Kit is free, and that's why it comes free with the Medellin Travel Kit. So let's keep watching. I'm your only friend.
About her, right? It's dangerous in Colombia. It's true. It's definitely dangerous, and I would not recommend if you're gonna bring a woman over, have two places. Have your own spot, which is your home, your actual home, and then have a journey that's like $20 a day, and just leave your stuff and just bring what you need to bring. Like if you're gonna meet a girl, just have your debit card and a burner phone. One more thing, have a burner phone, guys. You don't want to lose your main phone. Always either take your Cash App card with you and put a limit on it. You got $500 in your Cash App card. You know what I mean? You leave. That's the card you use to spend your stuff with, right? And then you have your burner phone with you. All the stuff you need is on your burner phone. So if you lose that phone, it's gone. If you lose your card, it's gone. But guess what? You can get all your stuff back. So I just recommend that if you're going to date, always carry a burner phone and a disposable debit card that you know that if you get robbed or stolen or something, most of the time when you get drugged, it's because they put it in your drink. Now, they could blow it on you or they could touch you with it, but the most common way that you would go through that is if it was in your drink because it goes into your bloodstream. I guess it's faster when you're drinking, it digests faster. So if they tell you take a drink, don't do it. I know in the moment you might think that she's just trying to get you loosened. Personally, I don't drink alcohol, so I would be unlikely to be drugged. I'm more likely to be robbed, but not drugged, because I don't drink. But then again, there's other ways to get you, right? But the most effective and most potent way to get you that's going to work hands down 90% of the time is when they put it in your drink. And that's what you have to avoid. Don't drink around them. If you go back to your place, don't drink around them. It's dangerous, but it's horrible. So would I recommend Colombia for dating? It's too slow. No. I mean, you do whatever you want, but I wouldn't recommend coming here. Even if you know the language, you still might have a problem. If they like you, they may go out of their way. If they don't like you, well, or if they want to get to know you, you're going to be in the long haul for dating in Colombia. Because Brazil wasn't like that. And that's what people like Rio. Because that's when I was in Rio, I didn't have that issue. I can go out and have a good time. Just saying the girl get out work at 3 or 4 o'clock, I was in there. Here in Colombia, in Cali, they're making excuses. But what can you do? Nothing, but keep it pushing. So I wouldn't recommend Cali for dating. I mean, unless you want to waste your time, because time is a precious commodity. It's the most precious resource. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know I didn't go out today, but this is a video giving you information about Cali, and I really hope you enjoyed it. I'm out, guys. Peace out, and this is foreign only. Bye-bye
now. He held that smile. Well, what do you guys think about Floyd's advice on Cali, Colombia? I think he was right about a lot of things. From what I've heard, you will have to wait to date women. He's right about the scopolamine. And if you guys can't wait, Brazil is going to be number one because you got diversity. You got some chicks that may make you wait in Brazil, but you got a lot that will not make you wait in Brazil. We got 2 super chats. Used to like him, but I can't stand Floyd anymore. Thank you for the super chat. Floyd has 130,000 subs on another channel. He's a pro scammer. Thank you for the super chats. I guess if you say so. I don't think Floyd's a scammer, though. Paranoid, yes. The cigar is coming to an end, so we watch one more. The Swedish gringo that somebody recommended. Now it says my internet is off, but I'm still live. You guys like this character? You guys don't like this character? She does look kind of Greek, doesn't she? It says she's a freak. You can see it in her eyes. She's Bolivian. Both of them at the table is Bolivian.
don't know why the motherfucker's looking over here now.
Oops. The stuff that I mute on camera.
¿Cuál banda es eso? De verde y blanca.
¿Dónde puede conseguir?
Sí, it's now Bolivia, sí. Es Santa Cruz.
Significa?
Santa Cruz.
Luego, ¿dónde puedes conseguir esto? Puedes conseguir una serigrafía
No, la bandera.
Would you look at that camera,
Bandera de
Flo?
Santa Cruz.
blanco y
¿Cuál
verde.
ciudad?
Es una serigrafía que hace esto, es la bandera de Santa Cruz, verde y blanco.
Ah, sí, sí.
Santa Cruz, la ciudad.
Sí. Aprendiendo. Aprendiendo. ¿Ah?
¿De dónde son?
Estados Unidos. Sí.
GM. Gendarmería.
¿Qué es GM?
Gendarmería.
Guardia, digamos, guardia de
Son
municipalidad.
guardias.
Guardia municipal. Bueno.
Headed to Central right now, and this is, you can hear my voice. Thank God I ate. I'm nice and sharp right now. We got another Instagram while we're in there, but it's a nice architecture to this city. Nice. I love it already. We love the people in Santa Cruz already. We love the people. Y'all debating about these chicks.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Tell them you live in Connecticut.
I live in Connecticut.
How many
yeah.
years are you in Connecticut?
I'm been living in Connecticut for like 6 years and a half.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Hola.
Hola. That's Fernanda, my best friend.
Okay, we all about to be best friends now.
Yeah.
Extra work to make sure the trip is right. We got a half American woman. They said discuss my recent tweets. Life is a lot simpler than we think. I'm your only friend. Yeah, man, I know the video sucks right now. American men have very, very low beauty standards. American men have very, very low beauty standards. American men have very, very low beauty standards. Do y'all agree? I had low beauty. Well, I didn't have low standards. I just was doing whatever the hell I should have not been doing. He said these American women would keep your dick on a diet. That is why. American men, when you guys go abroad, I got a mister or some in these plants. When you guys go abroad, the stuff y'all be impressed with, I be like, look, man, a common line that we'll say is that's not what you came to Brazil for. I don't think so. I hope that's not what you came to Brazil for. I don't think so. You know you could do better than that. But instead, you chose to lay on your back. Now, at the same time, get what you can afford, not financially. I'm just talking like for what you built yourself up to. Now, somebody said I need to say black men. That is in specific, yes, but I've noticed it's not just us. I've even seen some white men who usually get the best looking ones. They usually get the white men usually have the best looking girls. But I've even noticed some of them even now. Got me wanting to ask them, is that what you traveled abroad for? It's none of my business. I'm just here to make my opinion. The next tweet. What is up with blacks in America just now finding out that the Native Americans were dark? I don't know. Because I look at somebody brought up a Native American tribe that was in Dominican Republic in southern Florida called the Taona or something like that. I looked them up. I said, damn, that one looked like my mama. When I went to the family reunion in Mississippi back in 2015, I noticed that they were showing pictures of people that looked just like Native Americans. And my mother's grandmother was full-blooded Native Americans. Right? That's why I'm this damn handsome. Second, uh, you know, people love to say, oh, there was melanated people in the Americas before the Africans were brought here. Y'all didn't know that? Like when I was in fourth grade and they showed us the Native Americans, the motherfuckers had skin darker than mine. So I don't know if I was just the generation that caught that education and maybe they didn't teach the generation before mine that. But I'm trying to figure out like why am I hearing this more often? Like, oh, like there was dark people. If you read one of Christopher Columbus's memoirs about what he saw when he got to the Americas, he even described the people as dark-skinned savages. Now, if he said that over 500 years ago, why don't we know that today? And they didn't just release that. I just think either my generation taught me something different when they showed us photos. I just don't think it's that big of a deal. They taught us that shit in school. Thanks for down on the digital nomad list. Did y'all not learn that? Put one in the chat if you didn't learn that in school. Thanks for pulling up and celebrating my birthday with me. Enjoy Bolivia Young, and thank you and happy birthday to you again, even though it was yesterday. I appreciate you inviting me. No problem with me showing up. You know that. Like somebody said, first of all the Native Americans, they were like, oh, like these Native Americans that they show y'all, the ones with the white skin, those aren't the original. Listen, damn it. Just anywhere in the world, closer you get to the Arctic, except for South Africa and Australia. The people get whiter over time. I mean, they taught me about Pangea, and that's the explanation of why everybody that traveled around the world at first was dark, because all the continents were one at one time. It was easy for them to walk. If you look at the Native Americans, I mean, do you think the Native Americans that were in Alaska, do you think they were dark skinned after being there for thousands of years? You don't think they adjusted over time? The same reasons the people that walked from Africa to Asia were dark. And then at some point, over time, they were not dark anymore. The places that get a lot of sunlight people have a lot of melanin. I don't think it's. I mean, they didn't even need to teach us that in school. Now I don't know if y'all noticed. There's a difference between black and African. That's why I say dark skin. Maybe in the beginning, the people that walked to the United States thousands of years ago were African, yes, because that's where they started. But I mean, are you calling Japanese people African? I mean, they started from there, but over time that shit switched. That's why we have different stuff to call them. They said, who didn't notice though? A lot of people didn't notice. Like a lot of people have tried to argue and be like, they didn't teach you this in school. Yes, the fuck they did. Y'all wasn't paying attention. They did teach us that. Can white people be African? Obviously not. But I just decided to tweet that because I'm tired of seeing that shit. Let me zoom in on this shit. Anyway, learn your history. We are at the end of this cigar. So apparently you can get action in Bolivia. I just got heard word. The cigar is finished. Kenyan is a nationality, goddamn it. I'm talking about real African. Called African American, Asian American. You just an Asian in America. You're not Native American. But yeah, so we are done with the cigar. About to log off so I can finish this edit. And then I will get ready to go to the gym tomorrow, bring you guys a better book. I mean, not a better book, a better vlog. Day 2. people are Americans. The Native Americans. The ones that was already here. Argue about what? I don't give a fuck. Think I give a fuck? I'm just telling y'all what I know. I'm not finna go to bed thinking about this shit. I never said the Native Americans had flat asses. I never said that. Because after traveling around the world, everybody got ass now. Yeah, I was smoking one for the real ones. But okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get off the live. I'm gonna get back on Tinder while I edit. See, but Tinder's a waste of time for me. And then I will see you guys in the vlog tomorrow in the live chat. And then after that, I will see you guys on the next vlog. Stay tuned for the shorts. We are out.